We do a range of walks. It's about getting to know the local people, hear the legend, hear the history, and feeling that connection to the land. Like a lot of businesses, this has been a really difficult year. Sometimes you feel isolated on your own, but Tourism Northern Ireland have really helped us to get out there to the wider market. There's a giant spirit within us all, and we're getting out there and we're going to rise above all this. But I'm really looking forward to a time when that new normality has disappeared and been consigned to the history books.
This is where Belfast began. The Maritime Mile is one navigational stretch of water, of iconic waterfront steeped in history. This is where we built Titanic. Tourism Northern Ireland have given us business mentoring support, really to help diversify our income sources in the future. They've given us support to really invest in our website. The key challenge is getting our businesses reopened, instilling confidence in our industry, and I'm really looking forward to welcoming hundreds and thousands of visitors back onto the Maritime Mile.
The observatory is situated in the Spurn Mountains, an area of outstanding natural beauty. The highlight of your visit will be the one-to-one experience that you will have through our LX 600M telescope. You will be able to see the moons of Jupiter. It is truly an amazing experience. We were not ready to open in 2020, but we are going to use all the tools and all the support that Tourism Northern Ireland has given us over the last year. We had a mentor through the experiential team, we attended virtual trade shows, and we're looking forward to welcome you all here.
Good morning. It's so good to see you all joining today. I'd like to take this opportunity to share with you some of our most recent consumer sentiment research and what our plans are to help stimulate consumer demand in the Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland markets informed by that research. So first of all, looking at the strategic context in which we are operating. The good news is that all the indicators are positive regarding intention to take a short break in Northern Ireland over the summer and beyond, and this has been building through every wave of our research. This also appears to reflect feedback from businesses too, who are reporting encouraging levels of business coming through so far since reopening. Encouragingly, this is not just the case in the Northern Ireland domestic market, but also from the Republic of Ireland too, where even in April, 9% of respondents were planning to take a short break here and a further 5% planning on taking a longer holiday. Like we saw last year, those most likely to travel in the short term are the younger segments, the active maximisers and the open to ideas, and in Northern Ireland, the social Instagrammers and the aspiring families. However, the natural quality seekers in Northern Ireland and the open-minded explorers in the Republic of Ireland are showing strong increases in intent as vaccinations roll out. All of our research to date has highlighted the importance of providing value for money for consumers who are unsure about what economic conditions will mean for their finances going forward. Again, encouragingly, Northern Ireland is perceived as offering excellent value for money. However, it is important to continually highlight the value for money in our communications in light of the competition. As well as delivering value for money, though, it's also important to appreciate what people are looking for in a short break to Northern Ireland. These needs have remained pretty consistent since the beginning of the pandemic and across both markets. People are looking to relax and unwind, escape from all the anxiety, and go somewhere they can simply have fun. One of the key consumer trends we've seen come through on a global basis is how COVID has increased people's focus on reconnecting with their families and with friends, and these are also key motivations, and I'm sure something we can all identify with. And as we saw in both the NI Domestic Market Review and in the ROI Market Review, consumers are looking forward to enjoying food and drink experiences while on a short break. We also know from both our own research and further afield that people continue to want to reconnect with the outdoors, nature, and unique immersive experiences. The great thing is, we know Northern Ireland delivers on all of these motivations. Last year, 7% of ROI respondents took a short break to Northern Ireland, and over half of those were visiting for the very first time. You can see from the word cloud their first impressions of here were hugely positive, with words like fun, friendly, natural, safe and good quality all coming through. In fact, the single biggest reason people didn't come to Northern Ireland were concerns over COVID-19. That does demonstrate the importance, though, of making sure we all continue to reassure consumers of the safety of Northern Ireland by promotion of We're Good to Go and responsible tourism with our visitor pledge to make a giant difference. COVID-19 has undoubtedly made a lasting impact on how consumers view travel right across the world, which we have also seen echoed in our own research. You'll see from the slide here that sustainable and eco-friendly or green credentials are important to a significant proportion of consumers who are also considering the environmental impact of their trip. We also know that international research reflects the importance of sustainability and regenerative tourism going forward. So having looked at these trends, what are we going to do about them? We know that as tourism destinations throughout the world reopen, the competition is really going to intensify. So we need to capture as strong a share of brand attention and share of market as quickly as possible by delivering tailored messages to the right segments in the right channels at the right time. We know for some people there are still some lingering concerns over health and safety, whilst on the other hand there's a risk that some will simply return to normal routines without taking a break, or will make a break for the sunshine and that value for money trip to the sun that we saw on the earlier slide. We also know that in the Republic of Ireland market there's still some confusion over the implications of Brexit, with people worrying about what that means for driving or prices, etc. It's important, therefore, that we continue to emphasise the value for money of Northern Ireland and also the ease and flexibility that comes with a short break here, and to invite consumers to rediscover what we have to offer right on their doorstep. Of course, our brand, Northern Ireland Embrace a Giant Spirit, is our greatest weapon in this battle for market share. Independent research clearly demonstrates it has the potential to drive substantial business growth, and our brand tracking research shows that it is really beginning to gain traction in both the domestic and Republic of Ireland markets. If you haven't already done so, I'd encourage you to go onto the website at tourismni.com and read through the brand guide, download the assets for your own use, and get in touch with the brand ambassadors to find out more about how to use the brand to its maximum potential for your business. All of our marketing activity will come under Embrace the Giant Spirit. Following extremely positive research, we'll be continuing to promote using the creative platform A Small Step to a Giant Adventure, which proved to be so successful last year in conveying the epic fun that you can have in a short break or even a day trip here, and showing just how effortless that can be. Whilst business was closed, we've invested our time in producing a whole suite of new creative assets, promoting a range of attractions and experiences right across Northern Ireland and targeting all our market segments. I'd like to share just a taster of these with you now, but there will be plenty more coming throughout the year. So you will hopefully be familiar by now with the summer TV ad of the family's execution.
Have they anything on next week?
What have you got in mind?
Northern Ireland, a small step to a giant adventure. Book your next giant adventure at discovernorthernireland.com.
We've also filmed an autumn-winter version and created a host of assets for radio, press, outdoor, digital, etc., all aligned to the segment's needs. Again, for the older segments, the natural quality seekers and the open-minded explorers, we have developed 2 new television ads aligned to their motivations. For summer, which is live now,
Northern Ireland, a small step to a giant adventure. Book your next giant adventure at discovernorthernireland.com.
And for autumn-winter.
Brona, this has been such good fun today. I've really enjoyed it.
While you're here, I should check out the local area.
Hopefully with this point we know what we're doing whenever it comes to catching in.
What was that piece you recommended again?
Oh, how are you? Shall we go then?
Yes. By the way, could you recommend anywhere for lunch?
There's a whole range of places to go.
No, there's the grass down here.
Northern Ireland, a small step to a giant adventure. Book your next giant adventure at discovernorthernireland.com.
Again, we have produced a comprehensive suite of creative aligned to this segment and developed itineraries packed full of suggestions for major attractions and hidden gems alike right across Northern Ireland. And for the social Instagrammers and the active maximisers, we know they love to cram as much in as possible, so we've created a suite of bite-sized video content that will all be placed on an interactive platform on discovernorthernireland.com, allowing you to choose your own giant adventure, depending on what appeals to you in the content. I know, thanks to support from the Cooperative Marketing Fund last year, many of you have also invested in producing some great quality content aligned to embrace the giant spirit. We plan to showcase as much of that content too as possible across our channels. So please do share it with us and we can see how we can amplify it for you across those channels. This is just an example for the aspiring family segment in the domestic market. But for our media planning, we've looked at each segment's media consumption habits and the very best places to reach them as effectively and efficiently as possible, thinking about how their media consumption changes throughout the day. Again, we'll share a lot of this information with you on tourismni.com to help you plan your own activity. We said we needed to gain share of brand attention and share of market as quickly as possible. And with the additional funding afforded to us under the Tourism Recovery Action Plan, we are delighted to be able to run £6 million worth of campaign activity in the NI and ROI markets over the course of the year. Our return to market burst launched in Northern Ireland on the 3rd of May, and it will be truly unmissable, with over 1,350 ratings and 1.2 million impressions on Sky AdSmart. 80% of the local population will see the campaign on average 10 times. That burst for return to market will be followed over the summer by another burst, where we will really dial up the aspiring families content over the school holidays and continue to promote our cities. Then moving into the autumn, there is a further burst of activity where we'll dial up the natural quality seekers. So we know they prefer to take their short breaks in the autumn, and then we begin again in spring. We're hearing very positive reports of how business is coming in very strongly over the summer, and we're working with our partners in the councils and destination marketing organisations to track availability to ensure we're promoting those businesses and times where there is availability rather than creating frustrated demand. We have the flexibility to move to promoting midweek messaging rather than weekends, and day trips too as required. So we'll be working very closely with our partners to adapt our plans and keep them agile to reflect the changing market conditions. We're also aware that some of you are more concerned about what demand might be like in the autumn. So again, just to reassure you, we will be maintaining heavyweight activity right through into the autumn to keep things going in the shoulder season. And of course, the autumn will also be supported by the holiday at home voucher promotion too. In the Republic of Ireland market, our campaign went live on the 1st of June with TV, radio, press and digital, and you will see that again, it follows a similar pattern. Video on demand, or catch-up TV, is an area that continues to grow in importance for us and will be key for us in reaching the social Instagrammers as well as the aspiring family segments in Northern Ireland. We'll target them through key interest categories, seizing opportunities to reach them through selection of programming, such as the return of Love Island and the Euros on Sky Go in June-July, to achieve 650,000 impressions over 10 weeks. In Northern Ireland, we will once again be using the full creative impact of our Make a Statement outdoor with some new forced perspective shots. We'll be using Google mobility reports to ensure these are placed in the right spots, given changing flows of traffic due to the pandemic. We'll naturally be on radio in Northern Ireland too, working with the Bauer network, including Cool FM, Downtown and Downtown Country, to develop a unique Summer of Fun package, including 30-second family fun inspiration slots, a series of presenter-led video travel diaries, which will be shared on the huge social networks, audio streaming, and taking advantage of the regional spread through the Q network. Of course, the Republic of Ireland market not only represents a huge opportunity on our doorstep for growth over the coming months, but also importantly, over the longer term. For this reason, you will see that we will also be harnessing the power of TV and video on demand, targeting escapism content, particularly for the open to ideas and the open-minded explorers. Over 80% of the population will see the Return to Market campaign at least once, and half will see it at least 4 times. Screen tourism is, of course, incredibly important for Northern Ireland as a destination. So we have a Sky Atlantic takeover planned for the autumn in Ireland. Sky Atlantic is, of course, like Northern Ireland, the home to Game of Thrones, and this will guarantee us first in break spots during any viewing of Game of Thrones and 66% share of voice on all catch-up viewing of Game of Thrones. This represents a 3-month period of advertising domination in the autumn, truly making our mark as Game of Thrones territory. In the Republic of Ireland market, radio remains a key channel for reaching our target market segments. And in addition to advertising spot breaks, we'll be running programme sponsorships with News Talk, a range of competitions, and we're looking at a bespoke NI travel show in partnership with Today FM. All of this frequency will help us build that knowledge of what there is to do here that our research shows we need to continue to work at in that market. And for print, we'll have 6-month content partnerships with both the Irish Times and the Independent Group, covering everything from travel takeovers and websites, native content that is pushed on their social channels, to double-page spread advertorials featuring itineraries developed with each of the segments in mind, and classified ads providing those value-for-money deals. This way, we're covering every stage of the funnel, from raising awareness to helping people plan and close the deal with a strong price point. In addition, we're also planning to run 24-page supplements in the press in both NI and ROI, which allow us to showcase even more of our accommodation, attractions and experiences, providing ideas for itineraries, places to eat, what's on and how to get around. We know people hold on to these for a while, so we've timed them to align with the beginning of the school holidays. PR will, of course, continue to underpin everything we do. Whether it is running fam trips for media to provide inspirational travel content, working with industry providers to tell those wonderful human stories behind our giant spirit that really bring our brand to life, or working with influencers to tell our stories and share them with our own followers, we have it all planned. We also plan to work on a number of television programme commissions, including a 4-part series with Channel 4 and More 4, and further programmes with Virgin Media. As we do so, we'll continue to reinforce the importance of responsible behaviour aligned to our visitor pledge and provide reassurance through promotion of We're Good to Go in all of our PR activity. On social and digital media, we will use search to target high-intent users across all segments who are actively searching for relevant keywords in both the Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland markets. YouTube and display will help us reach people at every stage of the purchase funnel, from driving awareness through affinity targeting to conversion and remarketing. We can be really targeted in our social media, flexing according to the segments who are performing best and who are most receptive to travel messaging, through analysing and targeting based upon their online behaviour, as well as their demographics and interests. This allows us to continually analyse what is working and fine-tune our messaging and our campaign, taking these learnings above the line as well as digital, so we have a truly agile, data-driven approach driving the maximum business on your behalf. Independent research shows clearly that the We're Good to Go mark provides reassurance for 95% of people. So it's important we continue to drive awareness of the mark and understanding of what it means, as for those people who do know, it is very reassuring. We'll therefore continue to promote the mark on outdoor, radio and digital channels throughout the year, and it will be a requirement to participate in the Cooperative Marketing Fund and key promotions throughout the year. Not just in Northern Ireland, but across the UK, Ireland and indeed further afield, cities have been hit hardest by the pandemic and by consumers' desires to escape crowded places. For this reason, we've developed 2 bespoke TV edits for Belfast and Derry Londonderry, which will be running throughout the summer and into the autumn. We will, of course, continue to work very closely with Visit Belfast and Visit Derry to make sure all of our activity is aligned and to monitor availability closely. But again, initial reports are very encouraging on levels of business coming through over the summer. All of our plans have been informed by the consumer sentiment research conducted by our research and insight teams, and you can find these reports on tourismni.com. One thing the last 15 months or so has taught all of us, though, I think, is the need to be agile in our marketing and continually alert to changes in market conditions. We'll continue to be led by the market research, insights from our own data analytics, and market intelligence from partners in the industry, and we'll adapt our plans and our approach accordingly. We're working towards concluding another in-depth review of the Republic of Ireland market, and we'll be building in the learnings from that review into our plans. In addition, we continue to implement the NI domestic market review that we launched last summer. Thanks to the support from the Tourism Recovery Action Plan, if we're all using the research to inform our planning and targeting the right segments with the right offers, if we're all aligned under Northern Ireland Embrace the Giant Spirit, and if we are all working together and sharing insights, we will all be stronger together, and I believe we will be well placed to face the coming months ahead and truly begin the road to recovery. Thank you.